Hey guys, so today I wanted to share with you some of my favorite products, makeup products, for Halloween makeup. A few of you said that you wanted to see this, so I figured I would share my collection. Now, it doesn't have to be exactly these products, but hopefully this will help you to kind of like curate maybe some ideas for what you should pick up. When I first started doing makeup, I did a lot of like Halloween looks, and I pretty much only used NYX and e.l.f. So keep that in mind. It doesn't have to be exactly these products because some of them can be a little bit expensive, but colors, I would say color palettes and cream versus powder type things. That's what you want to keep in mind. So I am here to get you ready for Halloween, okay? I am here for you. I am here for you. So the first one that I want to talk about is something that I actually used in my last tutorial. This Lunatic Cosmetics Labs? I can't remember like what they're called exactly. It's literally right on the back. Lunatic Cosmetics Labs. This is this contour palette that is perfect for Halloween. I said this in that video. I use this every year, every single year. Anytime I'm doing anything like artistic, I use this. It's also just got like really beautiful colors in general, like these really, really beautiful cool tones that are fantastic for like contouring the face. You can create like zombie, witch, dead, skull, whatever it is. And I think, yeah, so you can actually like remove the pans and then replace, because it is a relatively expensive palette. I think it's like just over $70. So it's not like cheap or anything, but it is fantastic, especially if you're a working makeup artist. I think I mentioned this also in that video, and you're working on multiple clients who want like artistic makeup or something. But just having something like this in your kit in general is great for mixing, you know? So I love this. This is probably like one of my most OG products. Next up is this really amazing palette. This is from Maron. So it has a combination of products. It's got creams up here. Are these powders? Yeah, those are powders. Okay, so creams on the top. The second row are water activated paints, and then the bottom row are powders. So again, great if you're a working makeup artist or if you want to be like mixing things together for your own Halloween needs. But this is just like a really fantastic combination of things to have. I guess I never really use the powders, to be honest, probably because I use that Lunatic contour palette so much, but the creams and the water activated paints are great. Speaking of Maron, they have some really fantastic water activated paints that I pretty much always use. These are the Paradise palettes, I think. I have two of them. So I have the Paradise Makeup Aqua Pastel and then the Paradise Makeup Aqua Basic. So obviously makes sense, basic colors, and then over here. So these are amazing for the same thing. Remember, they're water activated paints, so they're not gonna work super well on top of like oil-based products. But something that I always like to keep in mind for Halloween is like the layers, the messy layers are kind of like a vibe. So don't feel so super restricted in that way if you're like not entirely sure when to use certain products. But typically you wanna use like water-based products and then move up to your oil-based products. I kept going back and forth and I was like, why don't I'll just grab the whole thing. So another product that I really love, I've gone through so many of these. This is the Makeup Forever Flash Palette. These are oil-based paints and they are incredible. This is expensive. It's like $100, I think. Yeah, I've gone through a lot of them. It's actually kind of crazy that I haven't like dented this one much. I just opened this a little while ago, but the Makeup Forever Flash palettes are fantastic. And there are dupes on Amazon, but like, and I think that they like perform just as well, but in terms of ingredients, I would just compare, because like if you're buying it on Amazon, you never know what you're buying, to be completely honest. So just be careful with that, you know. Color pigments can be dangerous if you're using something that's like cheap or a knockoff or whatever around your eyes or something. But yeah, these are amazing. This is just an amazing palette. So again, oil-based, it will look shiny on your skin if you are just applying this. So if you want to use it for like accents or something like that, it's pretty cool for that kind of thing. But I love this. I don't know what I would do without it. Glue sticks, bro. You got to get the good ones. This is the Disappearing Purple Elmer's washable school glue stick. The purple ones are the best. The tiny white ones suck. They are horrible. I accidentally bought some like tiny white ones. These are usually used for like brow blocking or whatever. And if it's not the purple one, it's not gonna work. Just straight up. Let me know if you want me to do a video about brow blocking. because I haven't done it in a really long time, and I'd be happy to. Some of these are so random. I have these, all these little things from Get Stoned. So Get Stoned is Meg's Cahill. Cahill? I always feel like I'm saying her name wrong. She has this brand called Get Stoned. She has all these little things, gemstones. You've seen me use them in tutorials. I have pearls, which I used today. I have these little like, just silver like half spheres, a bunch of stones. She has just a ton of like stones and stuff, and they're amazing. And I have just a bunch of them because you never know when you're gonna need them. You never know when you're gonna do a glitter skull, you know what I mean? Or a rhinestone skull. So I have a million of those. I recently bought some special effects stuff, which I'm not gonna talk about because I haven't really used it. But just keep in mind that like that is in my kit, or that is in my little like collection. Sequins, super random. Back when I used to work with Pat McGrath, I just did all their eye looks, so many eye looks, and I think every single time I was sent like a finished eye kit, they always came in sequins, and I used to always save the sequins because you just never know what you're gonna need sequins for. And actually, sequins would look sick with this look that I'm wearing right now. Whatever, I didn't do it, but sequins. If you happen to have bought any, or if you happen to buy any, I don't know if they still do this, but like the Pat McGrath stuff, if it still comes with sequins, save that shit, because you never know, okay? When you're gonna do something creative, or you need something sparkly, you never know, just keep it. Other really fantastic Halloween products, I wouldn't consider, I wear these all the time, but so I wouldn't necessarily consider them Halloween specific, but the About Face eye paints are incredible. They work really nicely as a base for anything. If you happen to just like have all of these in your collection, then you don't even need to get those like water-based paints. You can pretty much just use these because they're multi-use. You can use them for like tiny detail. You can use them to, you know, I don't know, draw a bunch of stuff. That would actually be fun. Maybe I should do something like on my full face using these. But those are awesome. Those are fantastic, especially if you need color, but they have like such a range of colors. So those are a really, really great option for doing something like fun or creative or whatever. Speaking of that, I don't have one in particular. I have a lot of colorful palettes. This one is just, I literally just received this in PR. It's from NYX. It has shimmers and mattes. A colorful palette, anything, any kind of like a colorful eyeshadow palette, I think is so important to have, because again, it's one of those things where you're like, you're doing something and you're like, I never know when I'm gonna need that super neon yellow shade, you know what I mean? Yeah, or this like atomic orangey red, I don't know, like you just never know. So any colorful palette, whether it's matte or shimmer, I like a combo, is I think a must-have, an absolute must-have for Halloween. This isn't necessarily the best example, but any foundation that happens to be too light for you. So I obviously receive PR. I receive a lot of foundations that are way too light. Most of them are way too dark. I just used this in that recent tutorial. Ziva is digging around on that. A foundation or a concealer that is way too light for you. So if you're doing like a ghoul or like a witch or like a zombie, whatever, or like a skull, instead of having to use white, stark white, it kind of looks a little bit more elevated and cool if you're using something that's just like too light for you, not quite white, you know? So a foundation or a concealer that is too light, hold on to it. Another thing is a white setting powder, like a translucent powder, once again for the same reason. She's so distracting. I was using the Huda Beauty one. I think it was like, was it called Angel Cake? I had to throw it out because it was super expired. It smelled like shit. But that's a really great one. That's a great one. So I'll link that down below if you need something like that. But that is something that I like absolutely have to have. I also talked about these in that video, but the KVD Super Brow, they are brow pomades essentially, but they have them in like basically every color. So, and I have them in basically every color from like blue to red to white and black, which are just like super useful. Again, kind of like for detail work. They're basically like a cream gel liner. So I don't know, I feel like I use these a lot for like teeth, for like a skull, whether I'm drawing around them to define them or actually like filling in the teeth to make them look white or whatever. These are really, really great. Highlights, dark, like details, that kind of thing. Any brow pencil, basically. If you buy a brow pencil and it happens to be just like a little too dark or a little too red or a little too yellowy or whatever, maybe it's even just a little bit too light, but like you can see it on your skin tone. These are great products to use to like map out something on your face. So if you're drawing something, rather than just like going in immediately, you can sketch it out using a brow pencil. And that's like one of the best ways to start a look, in my opinion. I'm thinking of like a skull, using a super tiny, like precise brow pencil to sketch out like the teeth and the whole thing on like bare skin. That way you can go in and kind of like remove whatever you need to. It's basically like sketching a painting in pencil first. So I don't have a preference. I just always hold on to brow pencils because I never know when I might need them. All the other stuff, to be completely honest with you, is basic. I use all pretty much the same brushes. Siva. I get it, you want attention. I've been filming for too long. Ow! Ow! What are you doing? Troublemaker. Yeah, everything else is pretty much all the same that I use. Obviously, I'm sure that there are some things that I'm missing, like for instance, lashes. I like to hold on to lashes that are way too big because sometimes they're fun for Halloween. Obviously, if you're a working makeup artist, you can just throw them in your kit. If you do Halloween makeup for people, if you are just someone who likes to go all in for Halloween, but you don't really wear lashes, hold on to them because you never know, you know? You might want to do something like kind of out of the ordinary. It's kind of the time for that, you know? Like a black liquid lipstick is one that's really good to have. Any black eyeliner pencil, typically. But those are things that like most people have anyway. You know, you probably have a black eyeliner. So yeah, those are the staples that I have to have for any Halloween look. And then I pretty much will build upon all of those products, whatever I'm creating with all of those products, with the things that I already have. So, you know, I don't know, blushes, like maybe I'll just use a blush to like blend everything. So my whole face is essentially red. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing maybe like a devil look or something. So just get creative with it. And if you happen to buy something that doesn't necessarily work for you in like the regular like season, keep in mind Halloween and just think like, is there something I could use this for? So that you're not wasting it, you know? I hope that was helpful. I'll try to link some like drugstore alternatives to some of those things down below. Like you definitely don't need necessarily that Lunatic Cosmetic Labs contour palette because it is so expensive. You could probably find a contour palette, a eyeshadow palette that is like very similar colors. Actually, my mind just immediately went to the Stone Cold Fox palette from ColourPop because it's sitting right here. It has a lot of really beautiful like cool tones, gray tones. Doesn't necessarily have that stark white. This is shimmer, but you know what I mean. Like you can find maybe in your collection or go check out NYX or e.l.f. And trust me, you'll be able to find something drugstore that will be similar color-wise. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful. With Halloween coming up, I feel like the past few years, I haven't really been in a place where I've been able to like create Halloween content. So this year I'm just like, fuck it. I'm going in, I'm doing all of it. That being said, let me know if there are any specific looks that you want me to create or videos that you want me to make around this topic, or just fall videos in general, let me know. Yeah, October is the best month. It's my birth month, so we're all celebrating, right? We're all celebrating. Okay, I gotta go. This cat needs attention. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.